prior to that.
You're listening to Doug Prouty, president of the Montgomery County Education Association, the labor union that represents 12,000 teachers, almost 12,000 teachers in Montgomery County. This is the Politics Hour. Our guest analyst is Mike DeBonis, a reporter for the Washington Post.
Man, that sounds weird.
I know, it
doesn't sound right.
Okay, and I'm Tom Sherwood from Channel 4 News, sitting in for Kojo Nnamdi. You can join the conversation by calling 1-800-433-8850. And let's take a phone call. If you'll lift up your headphones there, we'll hear from Alice. Alice in Ashton, Maryland. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I always get frustrated because I don't see the teachers and even the PTAs at the forefront of some of the questionable priorities in Montgomery County and in the state, such as Nancy Florine on the County Council and Ike Leggett and O'Malley, $4 billion for the ICC in this era of climate change. I don't know how many billions the Montrose Parkway is costing in Montgomery County. Ike Leggett wants to give $4 million to Costco to bring in $8 or $9 an hour jobs. And just imagine how much money we might be able to save if we put all the school buses on vegetable oil. And the high school kids could be learning how to do that. A lot of farmers are doing that. There's so many areas for innovation, but where are you in challenging these skewed priorities?
Some of those
fewer roads, more teachers, or more bigger salaries.
Well, through the state association, the lobbyists there work in the interest of providing more money for public education. And at the local level, we will comment on and work with the county council on other issues. We try to focus on education issues because, quite frankly, that occupies pretty much all of our time.
And you can't compare the capital budget for the roads to the operating budget.
Always,
right. Let's also hear from, we've got another phone call, Daniel in Bethesda, Maryland. Something about everybody elected in Montgomery County is a Democrat. What's your question?
Well, I live about 2 blocks from Walt Whitman High School in Bethesda.
Fine
and
school.
I'm running for county executive against Ike Leggett as a Republican. And I have a concern about the Apple ballot.
Well, you should go ahead and tell us your last name if you're going to be on the ballot, too.
My nickname is the Wigman, but I'm known as Daniel Vovak. And my concern is that every elected person in Montgomery County is a Democrat. So the current civil war that's been created, and that's the Washington Post's words in today's editorial, the current civil war is between Democrats. And my concern is the teachers union nonpartisan? And if it's nonpartisan, then its endorsement process, are you willing to endorse any Republican in our county?
Hold on, let's let him answer that question. That's good. Any Republican, I don't think you'd endorse any Republican, but would there be Republicans you would endorse?
Absolutely.
And have you?
Yeah, we have in the past.
Crossed the line.
There's been a member of the county council on our last Apple ballot in 2006 who we recommended, and a member of the state delegation as well. We have.
You want to name them, or are they?
Yeah, Howie Dennis
was
that's right. A county council member. Yeah, and Gene Cryer in the House of Delegates. We supported both of them throughout their entire careers. As it stands right now, they both did not win in 2006, and he's correct that all the elected officials are Democrats. We are nonpartisan. I know
we have to be legally.
We have to be legally, and we are. And I know the caller actually is going to participate in our recommendation process for county executive, which is coming up in about 2 weeks.
Will you have a forum for it?
We don't do that. We actually, our political action committee interviews the candidates. And
are you on that committee?
I am, yes. Mm-hmm.
I would
Are
suggest.
you the chairman of that committee?
It's the political action legislative support. What's that again?
Are you the chairman of that committee?
No, I'm not. Actually, I used to be, but now
you delegate that power.
Yeah, I would delegate that. Yep.
Spread it around.
Yep.
Are you a Democrat?
I am personally. Yes.
Okay.
I was going to say, I would suggest to Daniel Vovak he might consider moving to the District of Columbia, where we save council seats for non-Democrats.
Well, we'd like to have him here for his tax money, if nothing else.
Absolutely.
We'd like to keep him in Montgomery for the same, actually.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much for your phone call.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Let's go to Dave in Montgomery County. Dave in Montgomery County. County Teachers Union refused furloughs. Other county employees have to take more. What about that? Go ahead and ask your question, even though I just read it for you. Are you there, Dave?
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I read your question, but go ahead and say it if you can.
Oh, yeah, the anecdotal information I have is that because the county teachers union is not going to take any furlough or is refusing that, plus the police and fire, then the rest of us who work in the county are going to have to take about 10 days furlough. But if everybody shared it equally, it would be about 1.3 days per person, which seems fair to me. whereas this other method doesn't seem fair. What do you say about that?
Thank you for your call, Dave.
Yeah, as I said earlier, we are not supporting furloughs for any employees, county government or the school system. We don't think it's necessary. We think there's ways to work around that. And, there are differences, I think, between the school system and the county side, but our hope is that we can reach a settlement across the board, both between the school system, the county council, and the county council itself in terms of the overall budget, such that no employees are furloughed. We don't think it's necessary, and we don't think it's a good strategy.
But government, you can't spend reserve money all the time. Cuts have to come somewhere. Does the union have any proactive ways of looking at that?
Yeah, actually we do. We participate in the budget process for the school system. We work with the superintendent and the other two unions every year. We're at the table and looking at what the request is made. What the school system's request to the county executive is. There's been major cuts across the board, 10% in every office the last 2 years, 2% in schools. We've tried to balance the cuts at the central office more heavily because we want to maintain everything we can for the classrooms and students. So I think we have tried to participate in that. The budget request that the county executive put forward to the county council is $137.7 million below what the Board of Ed requested. I think that's a significant cut already. And we have 2,000 more students coming in next year. So we're going to make do with less again, which has been true for the last several years.
You're listening to Doug Prouty. He's president of the Montgomery County Education Association, the labor union that represents teachers in Montgomery County. Our guest analyst today, Michael DeBonis of the Washington Post. I still can't